Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. Today we're going to be diving into Vechain. Vechain is one of our favorite altcoins and is a project that we're going to cover more regularly on this channel, perhaps every other day, and when things get interesting and we do embark on that fifth and final wave that we're predicting for Vechain in this bull run, then perhaps every single day. Now, before I start, guys, and I'm going to just quickly outline what I'm going to do in this video, we're of course going to be looking at Vechain, which today is priced at around about 9 cents, up around about 7% on the daily and around about 8% on the weekly, and only has a market cap of $4.7 billion. Plenty of room to grow there. We're going to be looking at a number of things. I'm going to be overlaying a schematic of this one wave, two wave and three wave to today's current price action to really be confirming that we are indeed going through Elliott wave. This is just a correction within the bull market for the crypto space, and we have more than likely bottomed out. You guys know that we've looked at a number of things like the RSI, the stock RSI, the volume profiles, and they're all really pointing towards the same thing, and that is that Vechain has bottomed out and we are ready. Well, we are now partaking on our fifth and final wave, perhaps, of this bull run. Bitcoin is leading the charge. Bitcoin looks very strong today. It's claiming ground. You know, we have broken out. We broke out for Bitcoin, and then the altcoins followed. There was falling wedges everywhere. Another reason we know we bottomed is because falling wedges are typically a reversal pattern. These play out, and these are a reversal trend. You know, this is what happens. You know, we told you for not only Vechain but a large number of other cryptos that falling wedges are forming and they are going to break to the upside, and this bull run is about to get back on track. So before we overlay the schematic and really get into the charts, I just want to talk to you about Vechain, because when I look to invest in cryptocurrencies, I look for cryptocurrencies that have a competitive advantage. I believe Vechain has that. There are a number of competitive advantages to Vechain. One is the fact that they are really the main supply chain blockchain out there. But one big advantage that I think people largely overlook is that they are very, very liked by the Chinese government. You know, we have an article here about VTrust, adopted by local Chinese government, help 300k citizens return to normalcy, deepening Vechain's role in the public health sector. This isn't the first sort of incidence of Vechain working with the Chinese government. There are plenty. Now, we know China came out and banned Bitcoin. It's what really helped this sell-off, and we'll talk about the sell-off and its severity, of course, in relation to Vechain in a second. But we know China banned Bitcoin. We know they're not too friendly with other cryptos out there. However, they are with Vechain, and I think this gives Vechain a huge competitive advantage. One, because the province of China is essentially off limits to a lot of other cryptocurrencies, and two, because China has a huge population. So there's a lot of room for Vechain to grow in China. So this is a competitive advantage. One reason, you know, you want to have a bit of, you don't want to be over diversified, you want to diversify in the crypto space. And Vechain, I still cannot believe Vechain got to around about 5 cents. I never thought I'd have that opportunity again in this bull run. It came, you guys know we took advantage of that. Now, let's get into the chart. So that was just a little segment because, you know, it's always good to look for advantages that these cryptos have over one another. Vechain has a big one in the sense that they're very friendly with the Chinese government, essentially. So what I want to do now, guys, and we're going to try and make this quite a quick video. I've got quite a lot on today. I want to overlay the schematic from the 1, 2, and 3 wave to where we are today currently. And you can see that Vechain is following this wave-like structure. One thing that you will notice, and it is worth addressing, is that the sell-off, of course, has been more severe. But what I'm really looking at here is that it is the trend that's kind of taking place. You know, you build up, you reach your local high, the end of your impulsive wave, before then making an ABC correction, before then sort of making lower lows and lower highs in a downward trending market, before finding your bottom and then continuing in your next wave. Now, this sell-off was, of course, significantly more severe. And we'll quickly get the percentages for you. The 1 to the 2 wave was around about 63%. And this one was around about 81%. So it's significantly more severe. Now, we know altcoins are really at the mercy of Bitcoin. The reason altcoins and something like Vechain sold off in its manner, the way that it did, with that kind of severity that had everyone calling for a bear market, was due to the fact that it just follows Bitcoin. You know, 55% for Bitcoin is a very unorthodox sell-off in a bull market. It's why people were calling for a bear market. We didn't on this channel. We saw it for what we believe it is and is going to be. We're not out of the woods yet, but this is just a pullback in a bull market. You know, crypto One thing I always do is I come back and I look at the overall market cap for crypto. $1.63 trillion is so insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Yes, it's an absolute achievement that the crypto space has got here, considering where it was even a couple of years ago. But in the scheme of money and what's out there and investments, it's very, very small. You know, you have hedge funds that have more money on their balance sheet, more money on their balance sheets than that. So this is very small and has a lot of room to grow. Other thing I want to point out, and this really kind of backs up our Elliott wave theories. You can see, you know, where you kind of get to. Now we know that the third wave in Elliott wave theory is always the biggest wave, certainly in the traditional markets, perhaps not in the commodities markets. So this is another confirming factor that we're kind of following that Elliott wave theory. We think the fifth wave that you're about to embark on is going to be very impressive, but it's going to be between the sort of 1 and 3 waves. It's going to be bigger than the 1 wave, but in between the 1 and 3 wave, not quite as big as the 3 wave. So everything's setting up absolutely perfectly, guys. And, you know, I can quickly, for those of you who might have missed my video where I was talking about why Vechain has bottomed, well, look at the volume. Low volume is typical of a bottoming out structure. You can see this is your 2 wave here, and this, of course, is your 4 wave pullback. You can see that your volume drops off. Your volume's dropping off again, ready for an uptake. And I believe this is going to come sort of after August. I think August is going to be a bit of a choppy month. Toward the end of it, we're going to start seeing some real price movement. You know, people, you've got to remember what's happened, guys. Look at it from a macroeconomic standpoint. People have gone on holiday for the first time in 2 years after being locked up. People are allowed to a little bit more freedom, certainly here in the UK. People are going to be taking advantage of that. And this is typical of markets every year. It's just going to be amplified by what we've just all gone through for the past 2 years. So back to Vechain, stock RSI, bottom of your 2 wave, bottom of your 4th wave. RSI, this is your stock RSI. Can you see you formed your bullish cross here? And literally that timed the bottom. And from there, the recovery and next impulsion was on, and you can see the same thing happened here today, guys, or a couple of days ago, over a week ago. Sorry, we are super bullish. I can't state that enough. And when you give the kind of credentials, the goals, the aims that Vechain has, it paints a really perfect picture, and to me, signals a very strong investment. But that is not investment advice. Just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is all just my opinion. But I think when you guys come over to the charts and look at this for yourself, you'll find yourself painting a similar picture. So that's very interesting. We like to do that. We like to get schematics and kind of overlay them to see that, you know, how things are kind of forming. Because people were very worried about this sell-off, and totally, if you bought right up at the top, nearly 30 cents, and it sold down to 5 cents, you'd be absolutely panicking. But this is crypto. It's always important to remember what you are a part of. You're a part of the most volatile asset class that there is, period. This is an emerging market, and that's just how emerging markets roll. They are volatile, they are impulsive, they are, you name it, anything can happen. We've done a lot of comparisons on this channel to the dot-com boom and crypto in 2017 and what kind of followed that. We're really yet to see what happens, but we are definitely predicting that Vechain gets towards that $1, $1.50 mark. You know, we think round about $1.30, $1.25 is round about where we'll perhaps top out before entering a kind of larger correction. Or a longer drawn out correction, if that makes sense. There's lots of theories about, you know, because I follow the Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory, are cycles lengthening? They absolutely are. Are we entering a super cycle? There's so many possibilities out there. We're just really sticking. It's why it is important, if you aren't here for the next 5-10 years down the line, to take profits along the way, because these cryptos are going to impulse, in my opinion, towards the end of the year. We're going to see the FOMO kick in. The stage is set, ladies and gentlemen, for the crypto space to essentially repeat a 2000 or end of 2017, end of 2013 moment. All roads have led to this point, and this is really what's to come. And hopefully by overlaying this, I'm kind of showing you just how things potentially could move in a very, very short period of time. So very, very happy with our investment so far. We're still up for Vechain because when we got in, if you guys have been following the channel for a while now, we have shouted this out on a number of hot altcoin picks on this channel. Just a super strong project. And I think they really have that competitive advantage in regards to the governments of China being very friendly with them. That is a good sign, because there are so many cryptos out there that can't even get into China without sort of going out of their way to do so. So it's super cool. Just come and look at some of the news. They have partners like BMW, Walmart, you name it. These guys have one of, in fact, I would say the most impressive partnership lists of all cryptos. One of, I wouldn't say they have the most, but they certainly have a very, very impressive partnership. They've been mentioned by Forbes, you name it. And like I say, super, super strong project. Sonny Liu is the sort of creator, I guess, the head honcho. He used to work for Louis Vuitton. He used to be the chief technology officer for Louis Vuitton. So he's got extremely strong credentials along with the team. So that's really all I have for you in this video, guys. I've rambled on for long enough, I think. This is what we're expecting for Vechain, guys. We're super, super bullish when you take everything into account, like the RSI, the stock RSI, the volume profile, the fact that we broke out of a falling wedge, which is typical of a reversal sign. There are so many indicators that are screaming Vechain is bottomed and this bull run is about to continue. I'm going to love and leave you on that note, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have all found this content useful and enjoyable. If you have a like, it's always appreciated. So is a comment, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.